Hi! For my creative project, I decided to do a little video. In my free time, I like to do YouTube videos just about my daily life. I vlog, I video whenever I'm cooking different meals that I share with people. So I thought, why not make it my project and also make it into a YouTube video as well. The topic that I found most interesting out of all the Tim chapters was probably the sunk cost fallacy or fallacy. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but that really stood out to me, and that was a topic that I immediately related to. Basically, what sunk cost fallacy or fallacy is when a person stays in a bad decision or continues to make a bad decision based on the warranty they think they have because of the time invested in whatever they were doing. So whether it be a job or a relationship, a friendship, whatever the case may be, they feel as though they spent a lot of time with this specific thing that it's warranted because they've been there so long. But in reality, it's just getting worse because they're just constantly going to make bad decisions and be stuck in something that they don't want, and that's just going to make things worse in the long run. When I first read the definition, I immediately thought of a relationship that I was once in, and it was in high school and went through college. It lasted about 5 years, and the relationship was just not healthy. It was very abusive physically and emotionally. He was very manipulative. There were just things in that relationship that shouldn't have gone on. And as the years went by, our relationship obviously started to decline, but because I had been with him for so long and I had put so much of myself and I had invested so much time into that relationship, I didn't want to leave because I felt like all of that time, all of my energy that I had placed into that relationship was gonna go down the drain. As the years went by, you know, we get to our 5th year mark, and I've now put in more investment, more of myself into a relationship that was going nowhere. So in reality, my warranted investment went down the drain anyway, and I ended up just losing more of my time. So it didn't work out the way that I thought. And it's kind of weird to see, like, now that I'm on the other side of the relationship and I know about this topic, it really makes sense to me now. I'm really able to see that although in the beginning I didn't want to leave the relationship because I didn't want to put all my investment away, but in reality I ended up just wasting more of my time. So I think I connected with that mainly because that relationship was a huge part of my life and still dealing with stuff from that relationship, and so I think that that's why I chose this topic for my creative project. But I also wanted to take it a little step further and kind of ask my friends and family on social media. I used Instagram and Facebook. What keeps them tied into something that they know is not good for them? So whether it be a relationship or a job, I asked them, what is it that keeps someone or you in a position where you no longer want it, it's not good for you, but you stay in it? Like, why is that? And so I made a poll on Instagram, and then I also made a Facebook post, and I got some responses back, so I did a little survey, and so I'm also going to talk about that for my final project. I kind of wanted to see if people were thinking the same way that I was, and the fact that we stay in certain situations because we've invested so much of our time and our energy into something that we think letting it go would be worse than staying in the situation. So I kind of wanted to see if people kind of related to me in that aspect, and so these are my results. Multiple things come into play when leaving a relationship like I was talking about, or a job. In my case, the investment part of my relationship was a huge factor. but also with that came I was comfortable where I was at. I don't like change, and I was scared to leave the relationship. So I understand that there's a lot of different things that go into staying in something that's not beneficial for us. However, I kind of wanted to see if investment was like the main reason why people stay. Out of the 58 people that I surveyed via Instagram and Facebook, only 5 of them said that time invested was a reason that they would not leave a situation that's no longer desirable, which was actually really surprising to me because I thought that maybe that number would be a little higher, but I guess not. Everyone's different and I understand that, so I was just kind of surprised. Another answer that popped up a ton on my answers were comfortability, so them not wanting to leave a situation that's no longer desirable because they're comfortable. They don't want to leave their comfort zone, which I totally understand because I'm the same way. I hate leaving my comfort zone. It's uncomfortable. I also had lots of like sporadic answers as well pertaining to relationships, like you love their family, you want to change the person, or you want to like better them. So I got a wide variety of answers. I was hoping that I would get more on the investment side, but that didn't happen, and that's okay. I did really enjoy doing this because, you know, I like picking people's brains to see how they would respond in a situation that's no longer desirable to them or that's no longer necessary for them. It's really interesting to me. I'm wanting to be a school counselor, and I've always been obsessed with the way people think and how they think. After reading about this topic, I think it opened my eyes more to, even with my jobs, you know, if I've been at a job for 3 years and I'm miserable, which has happened to me before, I stay there because I've had so much invested into that company, with the people I work with the relationships I've built, and I hate leaving that. And so I think it's kind of going to help me realize that just because I put a lot of myself or energy into something does not mean that I need to stay with it, because in the long run it's just going to be costing me more. So that's it for my final project for cognitive psychology. I've really enjoyed this class, and I hope that you can kind of see what I've taken away from the topic that I chose. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.